Hey guys, it is April from Getting Hooked with It. I wanted to talk to you about the books that I am planning on reading this fall. Now you know me, I am not perfect with TBRs. In fact, every time I do a seasonal TBR, I only read maybe half of the books that I plan to read. So I'm awful at it apparently, and I am non-committal when it comes to books. That said, these are the books that are calling my name that I just feel like I need to read really soon. So let's get into it. The first book that I'm gonna have to read very early this fall is Atonement. I'm actually gonna be reading this with my sister. Atonement is about a little girl who one afternoon in 1935, she sees her sister and a servant's son kind of flirting. How she reacts to this flirtation impacts all of their lives forever. Now, I've seen the movie to Atonement, a couple of times before. I think I even own it. But I love the movie. And I've heard really good things about Atonement. We shall see. I'm going to read this with my sister. Let me know if you want a review of Atonement by my sister and I. I'm trying to get her onto the booktube bandwagon, and I'm wondering if maybe we do a review of it together. Maybe that'll help. Let me know. I also really want to read The Vanishing. God, this looks good. This is about a girl named Julia, and she is really struggling in her life. One day, a stranger comes to her door and asks her if she would like to be a companion to his grandmother. She finds out that his grandmother is a very famous horror novelist, and everyone in the world has thought that this novelist has been dead all of these years. And it's not until now that she finds out, oh my gosh, this woman's alive? Okay, I'm totally there. So she goes to this manor, essentially, Havenwood. And it sounds like the house itself is haunted, or there's something wrong with the house itself. And I love a good ghost story, and there's something about fall that makes me want to curl up with a ghost story, so I'm very excited about reading The Vanishing. I would also really like to get to Stay With Me. I was able to get this on a Goodreads giveaway. I won something, which was really great, and it was even better that it was this book. My husband and I have really struggled with infertility for the last 2 years now, and this is a book about infertility. Now, this couple have been struggling for, I think, 4 years, and his family is very insistent that his bloodline continue, and so they convince him to take on a second wife, and that decision really impacts this couple. And the question is whether or not they stay together, and apparently this is chock full of twists and turns, so I am incredibly eager to read this. I can't wait. Stay with me. It's going down. I'd also really like to read And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. She's kind of the queen of mysteries. I've only read Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie, and it was funny because Jenna over at Jen the Librarian also recently read Murder on the Orient Express, and she expressed an interest in reading this. And so I think the plan is that we're going to read this together. So this book is about a group of complete strangers who are kind of lured to this mansion. And one by one they're killed off. And who's doing the killing? That is what you find out in this Agatha Christie novel, and it just sounds like fun. I'd also really like to get to Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. There's been a lot of buzz about this one on BookTube, and so much so that I ran out and bought it. This is a nonfiction book, and it is a young woman's account of working at a crematory. So she gets down to the nitty-gritty of like her, sweeping ashes and doing daily things at the crematory. And it also dives into the history of undertaking. It just sounds really great, and I started to read the introduction and I was drawn in immediately, right away, and that is a sign of great writing. So I'd love to get to this fall too. Finally, I'm going to read The 13th Tale with Lindsi from A Wandering Reader. I'm very excited for this. I've been dying to read The 13th Tale forever, so when Lindsi said, let's do a buddy read, I immediately said yes. Like, I can't wait. Now, I don't want to sum this up and do this some sort of injustice, so I'm going to read the flap for you. All children mythologize their birth. So begins the prologue of reclusive author Vida Winter's collection of stories, which are as famous for the mystery of the missing 13th tale as they are for the delight and enchantment of the 12 that do exist. The enigmatic Winter has spent 6 decades creating various outlandish life histories for herself, all of them inventions that have brought her fame and fortune but have kept her violent and tragic past a secret. Now old and ailing, she at last wants to tell the truth about her extraordinary life. She summons biographer Margaret Lee, a young woman for whom the secret of her own birth, hidden by those who loved her most, remains an ever-present pain. Struck by a curious parallel between Miss Winter's story and her own, Margaret takes on the commission. As Vida disenters the life she meant to bury for good, Margaret is mesmerized. It is a tale of gothic strangeness featuring the Angelfield family, including the beautiful and willful Isabel, the Farrell twins, Adeline and Emmeline, a ghost, a governess, a topiary garden, and a devastating fire. When can I start reading this? I am so excited. It just sounds like completely up my alley. It's got some gothic romance to it. It's got mystery and intrigue and more books. Just, yes. So that is my fall TBR. I kind of have a feeling that I'm going to get to quite a few of these. I have a feeling that this is going to be a good season for my TBR list. Let me know what books you guys are really excited to read this fall. I'd love to know, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.